Hey, hi guys, this is Study Abroad with Joe. I'm your host, Josephine, and with me I have two beautiful ladies, Blessing and Chidera. Say hi guys. Blessing?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Blessing.
Okay, so we'll be talking about transferring to high school here in the US. And before I start, I just want to say these two young ladies are amazing. Once I put the idea across to them, it took them like seconds, minutes, just to like agree, and they were so supportive of everything. So thank you guys. One person was meant to be here, but she couldn't make it, so she decided to write her a response, which I'll be reading to you guys. So a lot of people, when thinking of moving or starting studies over here, they have this dilemma. Let me use the word dilemma of whether to start high school again or transfer to high school, or just start with college or university, which is the situation I was in. I ended up going with community college. For the first question, would you advise to transfer / repeat high school in the US and why? Listen.
If you don't have to, I would say don't. Because like the age to get into college in America is 18. I would say if you really don't have to, don't come back and do high school, because I did not finish secondary school in Nigeria and then I came to America. I came to America at the beginning of high school. So I started high school from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade. So personally, I'll say if you don't have to, don't do it. There are benefits, but you could just be an international student and still get those benefits. Just work hard in secondary school and you'll be fine. But to be honest, I see a lot of people who come back and they'll go back like 3 grades before. I don't think that's necessary. Just wait till you turn 18, or you could come and do community college. That's going to work too. But that high school thing, I always tell people, you don't want to do it. I went back by a year. I don't regret it just because it helped my GPA, but I don't think it's really necessary.
Okay. And you, Chidera?
Well, I personally feel like you should do it. Like maybe go back a year, because it kind of helps you familiarize with the whole new environment and everything. It makes you make friends, and you could get like more advice from your college advisors, your school counselors and stuff like that about college, community college and all that. So I personally advise it. I feel like it really helped me personally. So yeah.
Okay, so this is Ajoke's response, which is the lady who couldn't make it. So she said, truthfully, I would advise one to transfer or repeat high school in the US before going to college. Not only does it prepare you for college and give you the opportunity to familiarize yourself with their schooling system, it also opens a whole lot of opportunities when you're going to college. Repeating high school here makes it an easy and smooth transition to college. That was from Ajoke. So for the second question, what are the benefits you personally gained from completing high school here?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
My GPA and getting used to the American school system. Those are the two main things. And scholarships. Yeah, all three. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Because I saw the reason why I said people should not come and then repeat high schools, because I know somebody who did that, and her GPA at the end was like a 2.7 because they changed everything to the American school grading system, and they took all the classes that could count and whatever, and she still had a low GPA. So I was like, you should have just waited, man, and just come as an international student. But I would say if you do want to come, go back more than 1 year. If that's what you want to do, don't just go to 12th grade, go back more than 1 year. So your GPA can be good enough for you to get into every single school you apply to. So I would say my GPA, scholarships, and just getting familiar with the whole American school system. That's what I would say.
Okay. You, Chidera?
Okay, so just to piggyback on what she said, GPA number 1. And, getting to know people around the school, like you could go on college tours and all that, meet people. So I feel like that is like the second thing, meeting people, getting to know the whole place, especially if your high school is like in the States where you're going to college. It really does help. So.
Okay, so you got to like go on excursions to colleges to see how college life is, right?
Yeah.
So Ajoke's response was, lol. This is quite tough, but I would say that the benefit I personally gained upon completing high school here is getting to do college for free. I mean, I have benefited from so many programs I was involved in, who enhanced my networking skills and broadened my network, but none of them beats being free of college expenses. And I wouldn't have gotten this offer if I didn't go back to high school. That's Ajoke's response. So, next question. What process did you go through to study?
I didn't go through any tough process, to be honest. I just literally moved, and I moved on my own. My parents were not here. I didn't move with my parents or anything, and I was 13. So I just came. I had legal guardians. We went to the school. They literally just signed me up, and then I brought my medical information. I had to go back to the hospital because I had a lot of missing records. So I got like 7 shots in a day, and that same day I had to go back to the school and give them all the medical information. And it was that was pretty much it. It wasn't like tough. It was irritating that I was doing it on my own and I didn't have my parents, because everything I told my guardians, they were not listening to me. But that's the process that I went through.
Okay. So basically all you had to do was to go to the school and give them your medical record and your transcripts.
Yes, pretty much. That's it.
Okay. Did you have to do like any placement test or
No, actually.
just went to school and
I literally just went and just gave them all the information they asked for, and that was it.
great. You, Chidera?
Okay, so mine was it was a lot. But first, I had issue with my guardianship documents and stuff, immunizations. But I took a placement test for math only, and they messed up my score. The person who read my stuff, she didn't know the difference between a less than sign and a greater than sign. I'm serious. So I was placed in the wrong class, but okay, before I get there. So I basically just, turned in my guardianship papers, did my placement test. At first, I was supposed to be in 11th grade, but I went back another day and some woman, like blessed woman, decided to place me in 12th grade. So I didn't have to go back 2 years. So it was just 1 year. So that was like basically the only good thing that came out from my own process, really. And then I started school, and that was it.
Great. So Ajoke's response is, it was really an easy process. New Jersey is immigrant friendly, so all we had to do was go down to the Newark Public School Board with our passports, and when they check your identity, they pull up schools that are closed to and still have student openings. You choose whatever school. In bracket, it's not usually an option, but then, and bam, that's it. Just appear to the school and complete registration. Next question. How was it trying to fit into a new society?
It was interesting. That's what I would say. Because my first day of school, I didn't understand what was going on. And I was in a new school that was literally new, was only a year old. And they were doing this personalized learning system where everybody had a laptop and we pretty much didn't use papers or pens. And I'm like, what's going on here? And every time I spoke, people would act like they didn't understand what I was saying, even though I was just in a Nigerian accent. And they would be like, what are you saying? I can't hear you. I'm like, you know you can't hear me, so let's stop that. You know what I'm saying. And just communicating with my Nigerian accent, that was tough at the beginning. But after like 2 months, because my guardian's kids had American accents, I started picking it little by little. I was picking it, and then I started making friends with like the very American people, like the white people. Anything they said that I said wrong, I'll repeat it in my head. I'm like, okay, all right, I got you. So just learning the American accent and just getting used to that whole American school system. I didn't realize the grading systems or anything like that. So that was interesting. And then wearing normal clothes to school, that was interesting too, because then my fashion started to pick up because I was like, nah, I gotta look good. So that was another thing. What else? That's pretty much it.
Cool. I know like moving here, I don't know how I did it, but like even right now, like I'm using when this Nigerian people are going to be watching this, so let me just use my accent now. Well, I don't think my accent has completely changed at all. I think I'm still using the same accent. But
I don't think
like,
it'll ever completely change, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you would just know how to switch.
It
just code
switches.
switching.
Yeah.
you, Chidera, how share your experience with us?
Well, my first day, I still remember when they just gave me my schedule, and I'm like, where am I supposed to go? Am I going to be left, right? Like, I was just standing in the hallways trying to look for somebody, because I even went late to school that day, so people were in classes and all. But I feel like people were like, kind of friendly and walking you to class, showing you where places were and all that. My teachers too were like pretty nice and all to me, especially my Nigerian teacher, because I felt like he could relate to me.
Oh, you were lucky. You had a Nigerian teacher. Oh,
so I had one Nigerian teacher. So I think that really helped me and all. But yeah, and then I started trying to, find friends. But it started from Nigerian African people before I could actually mix with the entire crowd and all that. But I also went to a school with like so many Black kids and Africans mostly. So yeah, it was kind of easy to make friends at the end of the day.
Oh, it's not easy for me. Whoa. I changed schools twice. I did 9th grade and 10th grade in Atlanta, and then I did 11th and 12th in Texas. So like none of my friends were long term. And I wasn't somebody who liked to go out anyway. So anytime people would text me, oh, Blessing, let's go. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. Sorry. And I can't say I made any long-term friend in high school. I didn't. That's just the truth of the matter. I did not make any long-term friends.
Okay, so for Ajoke's response, to be honest, it was really hard trying to fit into the American society. Almost everything was different. The time zone, the weather. Let me just talk about the weather. It wasn't that bad in New York last year. But there were some times that I don't know if my clothes were defective or if it's anemic, or I don't even understand anymore. Like, this place is freaking cold. There was a time that I was waiting for people, and then my hands were like really frozen, and then I don't know what was happening to the bus, but my hands were really frozen. I couldn't feel my tongue again. I just started crying. I removed my dog, I put my hand in my mouth, and I just started crying like, who's this? It was terrible. So she said the time zone was different, the weather, the people, the food.
Ooh,
Food.
I have been in America for 6 years and I still haven't gotten accustomed to American food. I don't think I ever will.
No.
To be very honest, I can't do it. Everything I cook is Nigerian. Everything.
But another challenge I faced was my way of speaking. Most times the students and teachers complain they can't hear me. I'm either too fast or have a heavy accent. So you have to form an accent so they could hear whatever you're saying.